Hello and welcome to another Dominion League match in the 44th season of the league. This is my third and a half match, I guess. I got 3 games in for my third match. We had to postpone the rest, and I have not completed the other 3 games. But right now, so I'll be doing that tomorrow, actually, at around the same time, I want to say. But today I am playing against the thetruequ, or maybe the tretruequ. I'm going to go with the tretruequ, who was in my division last season, I believe. Unless I'm going crazy, which is always a possibility. In fact, I could be going crazy even if the tretruequ was in my division last season. Anyway, so we've got Goat and Salvager, as well as replacing Stonemason, I guess. But the point is that I don't think we need to play with Familiar here. Do we want to get a Salvager? It's the only source of plus buy, other than, I guess, Contraband, but it's not the only source of gains. We've also got Replace and Artisan, so I think maybe not. We could go, like, Pixie, Stonemason for lackeys. That's not going to be very... well, actually, I guess it'll be fine at hitting 5 or even 6 if that's what we want to do. Should be. To get an Artisan. Are we drawing on this board? I mean, we can play lackeys, but there's no village. So once we run out of villagers, we got to be able to, like, Royal Carriage Pixies or something. That's going to be awkward, but we might pile before that becomes a concern. So I think I am going to, at the very least, take a Pixie. Probably will Stonemason for lackeys. I think getting a bunch of lackeys is going to be pretty valuable. We could also go lackeys Pixie. If we want to just get to, like, a second Pixie. I don't know why I didn't think about that. I just sort of didn't. That might be better, actually. So we want to get another Stonemason here. Do it again. Adding all these Stonemasons to our deck might be a reason to get Salvager, actually. But maybe not. Something to think about, at the very least. Whoa. That silver went goodbye pretty quickly. Yeah, this is going to pile real fast. Gotta be alert to that. Okay, so we saw an estate last turn. So we know we have copper's 5. Another copper down there. And another Pixie. So I think we do want to draw these cards so that we can play the other Pixie without spending a villager. That I do not think I want. Alright, so we've only hit 4 here. Spend a villager to hit 5 or 6. I think I would like to do that. Do we want the Artisan? I think so. we could get a replace here and replace this estate. Or just get a royal carriage. We want a royal carriage or pixie. I'm not sure whether I'd rather do that or just... I'd probably rather put it to the side and then carriage a lackeys. Okay, trashing the pixie doesn't accomplish a whole lot, I think. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. We could actually choose to stonemason artisan instead of artisaning. We don't get to top deck that way, but we do get 2 5s. Take 2 carriages. What else can we do here? The top decking, I mean, we could top deck the carriage and not spend a villager, or we could top deck something else, but I don't know what that something else would necessarily be. I think I'm just going to top deck the carriage. Grab another pixie. Oh, that's not great. Okay, so we should probably go ahead and trash a copper. I guess we're gonna take another pixie. Have all pixies gone. 6 lackeys left and 6 stonemason. Yeah, stonemasons. Ooh, Earth's Gift. Seems hard to resist. I mean, the options aren't amazing, but no, doesn't want it. Even just taking 2 islands at this point could be pretty strong. Another question is going to be, are we going to carriage our pixie or our lackeys? I guess we'll see whether the pixie gives us a good boon or not. Because if we trash it, then obviously we can't carriage it. So gain a will-o-wisp. Yeah, that seems pretty good. So we'll do that. Now we've got the decision again. I think I'll play this pixie. We could actually potentially hit province this turn if we take this, which might be pretty valuable. Given how close the game is to ending, kind of, sort of. Yeah, I'm going to take that. So we could carriage our artisan. think I'm gonna call it on the lackeys. Now we could artisan. Let's see if we artisan for replace. Place the stonemason into an island by a province. Is that too much junk in my deck? I mean, the stonemason isn't doing a whole lot. Although, I mean, having a stonemason around to stonemason trash to empty pile or to lower piles is pretty valuable. Could also grab another carriage, play that, then play the pixie. Give my opponent a curse before they shuffle would be pretty nice too. All right, I'm gonna go with that. No, do that. I do top deck the island, which is unfortunate. But we'll live. Earth's Gift again? So right now there's 6 estates in the trash, a stonemason, a copper, and a silver. I think I'm the only one who's trashed a copper, so I'm like slightly thinner because I got rid of one of my stonemasons and I got rid of a copper and my opponent has done neither. And they have a curse. And I have will-o-wisps, which isn't thinning, but I mean there's a lot of 2 costs to draw on this board, so. Salvager, definitely not a bad card to have. Ooh. I don't know if I would be lowering that pile if I were my opponent, but I'm not going to complain. Oh. Alright, I do not want to trash pixies to gain silvers. We could top deck the island in hopes of lining it up with the province. Because in theory we could also like just like stick a stonemason or a copper on top, take a duchy and island the duchy. But I do have already a 6-point lead. I'm not as concerned about that, and I would like to get a carriage onto the mat. Yeah, I think what I'm gonna do, take a carriage, take you. Okay, so we can call carriage on lackeys relatively a bunch of times if we want. Pixies are in the trash. 6. Yeah, I've got at least one of the remaining 4. So does my opponent. I would guess it's probably 2 and 2, but I'm not sure. We've also each got only 1 stonemason left. It's certainly relevant for pile-out considerations. Man, my opponent has no fear. All right. We could wait and call this on the Pixie, but I think it's going to be better to call it on the lackeys anyway. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Okay, so... No. I gotta take that, I think. What? Well, do I? Is there any way I have enough gains here? Pile out. We don't have plus buy, but we could get some with artisan or replace. But I don't think... Yeah, we could empty stonemasons that way, but we couldn't... Maybe we could empty stonemasons. Yeah, never mind. Probably not. Alright, I really want to find my goat so I can trash this curse. What's the other card down there? Stonemason? Yeah. Alright, let's trash it. So we can... An artisan top deck a lackeys. Gaining a lackeys, possibly. Just to have more villagers. Are we replacing? I want to play the island, but maybe it's not important. But maybe what we do is we take a royal carriage here. Our next turn, we could stonemason for lackeys and leave the stonemasons at 4, which my opponent would have a pretty hard time coming back on that, I think. Well, maybe they wouldn't. What if we didn't do that? What if we just took a duchy? We artisan. We can't replace in a duchy very effectively. We replace the island, but if we artisan for duchy, and then we island province, that's both of our villagers. We have 1 action left. Well, no, it's one of our villagers. We have 1 action left, but we gain some lackeys. We don't have any carriages on the mat, though. Maybe that's okay. We could replace curse into lackeys. Top deck that. All right. What? So yeah, let's. Maybe I didn't need to trash and draw after all. Is in carriage. Top deck and other lackeys. Now the question is, do we trash copper? Do we buy? We could also trash lackeys. Like maybe we have enough. Certainly ending actions. We buy another lackeys to have more villagers. Probably. My opponent has to gain 6 stonemasons and 6 points. Seems like it would be tough to do. I mean, gaining 3 stonemasons is trivial. Maybe it's better if I do take a duchy. I think I want the stonemason for pile control purposes. Only 2 villagers, though. Yeah. I think I'm going to take the lackeys. I guess if Earth's Gift was available, then this would be significantly riskier. I mean, the main risk, I think, is a tie, not a loss, but those are pretty irrelevant boons, which is good. Four actions left for my opponent. I have no carriages on the mat. That's good. I think they only have 1 carriage total. I have 3. You definitely see this having been cut too close on my part relative to just like taking a duchy. The pilot is very close. My opponent does still have a stonemason they can use to gain a couple cards, and if they stonemason their artisan, they're into 2 duchies. They're in a tie. A little artisan is part of the gains. I just find it hard to believe that I could have gotten along without those villagers is the thing. Maybe what that means is I should have played fewer actions last turn or something, but I could have just not played the replace, I guess. Trashed Curse with Goat. Top decked only 1 lackeys. Maybe that would have been better. I do have to wonder whether I missed an opportunity to pile out as well if I had used my stonemason. There would have been 4 stonemason left. Maybe if I had like artisan for stonemason and then stonemason for cards or something. Artisan, gaining stonemason instead of lackeys, trash, like carriage or I don't know. Did I have a 5 costing? I guess I had to trash the island. Into lackeys, stonemason. Would have still left 4 though. Yeah, I don't see how I would get the last one. I feel like I would have been 1 gain short. Well, my opponent said they had a 2-hour stop, so I'm gonna go out on a limb and say we're not gonna finish 6 games in that time frame at this pace. Not really much I can say right now. Just gotta wait. On Mason replace. Huh. Seems like a weird choice. I can't imagine my opponent can gain 4 islands, but maybe they can. I guess if they stonemason again and then artisan, yeah, maybe they can do it. Artisan and then buy 1. They have another card to artisan, which they shouldn't. Yeah, no, they definitely don't. They could stonemason the artisan itself, but then they shouldn't be able to buy 2 islands. Maybe with 6 coins if they have their salvager in hand. I don't know. It's the problem with endgames with Stonemason. It's just so hard to see all of the outs that your opponent might have. I mean, I do think I probably should have left a lackeys and or a duchy, but like I said, I was just really concerned about the amount of villagers. Is that an undo incoming? I don't. That's really a bit much. I mean, it is no info, but I just, like, this is... I don't know. I'm sure I've had times where I've taken this long, but it's pretty annoying. Okay, so now you stonemason the carriage into 2 islands, but then there's 4 islands left you can replace an artisan. Yeah, you still got to gain the same number. I don't really know if... Okay. All right, you took a points lead. Sure, fine. Well, I should be able to... Okay, so now the question is, do I call on lackeys or wisp? I think lackeys. Yeah, I mean, we should be able... Actually, I don't have 4 coins in hand. Okay, now I have 4 coins in hand. So we can replace... Or we could stonemason their place. Okay, that was... that was certainly something. I would not honestly be surprised if my opponent had a win there. Okay, so what have we got here? Replace again. Exorcist. Our only village... Oh, I guess there's Ghost. But other than that, our only village is Hideout. That's actually fine with goons, though. We can just buy coppers and feed the hideouts that way. So, so how do we want to do this? I don't think I like Bonfire because I want to get Sinister Plot. It's awkward though because then I can't open with a Trasher. Maybe I get Sinister Plot during my shuffle. Do I get... So what Trasher do I want? I mean, I could just get the hideout right away. knowing that I'm going to want some anyway. Or we could go with Exorcist. I think I prefer Exorcist initially. I want to be able to buy stuff, so I don't think I'm going to go Bonfire. It's just going to be too little money in my deck. I'm going to go Silver Exorcist. Getting some Wisps will be nice. Even if all they're really doing is drawing coppers. And then later so we can get some Imps. Which will provide us pseudo plus action, which will be nice because there's not very much plus action on this board. Cobbler does not look very appealing here. I mean, it can gain hideouts, which could be pretty good with the goons on the board, but all right, well, this is unfortunate. Although, on the other hand, it means I'm guaranteed to be able to buy plot next turn. I don't know if I will want to buy a 5 if I have the opportunity. I'm not sure what 5 I would want at this point. I mean, Wild Hunt would be fine, I guess. I don't have any terminals in my deck. I don't have any actions in my deck, for that matter. Oh, I'm going to have my silver. I might hit 6. That would be exciting. Yes! Alright, we will definitely take the goons. Definitely take the goons. That was totally unexpected. But definitely worth not being able to buy anything last turn. Yeah, so now we do have a terminal in our deck, so I'm going to just take Sinister Plot. Oh, my opponent's got a guide already. That's unfortunate. I don't really like the Cobbler buy from my opponent. Alright, so we do probably need a hideout. So we can add some more terminals to our deck. So let's get one of those. We just grab a guide here. We could grab another hideout. I don't really need it. Of course, my opponent doesn't have a goons yet. But guide could still be useful even before that. They're going to have one. They're surely going to buy one this turn. I don't know what the slow play is about. I think I'm gonna take a guide here. Now my opponent has now that my opponent has a goons. I can words. Hopefully I don't get goons to myself yet. I do not want that. Oh, good. They just discarded their goons. A little surprising, actually, that they would do that. Oh, I guess if you draw perfectly with your wisps, then it doesn't matter. So, I wonder if I should pop my plot this turn. It'd be a pretty bad turn if I don't. Probably should. Probably should. Opponent needs a hideout. We can add another terminal. Guess I wouldn't. Oh, they're just gonna buy goons and not a village. Interesting choice. I guess they can gain it with the cobbler. All right, so we hit 5. We got the guide on the mat. We may want another one. Could trash silver into imp while we do it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that. Now, question becomes, do I guide this hand? I do have 3 wisps and an imp down there, but that's still not a guarantee that I'm going to find my goons. It's pretty important. Feels pretty behind. Feels pretty behind. Perhaps I should have done some more bonfiring. Well, any bonfiring. Another goons, but you can't play it. You don't have a cobbler. Stand. Oh, it does have a guide on the mat. Yeah, I think I'd better call it. Oh, come on. All right, it worked out. It all worked out. All right, I could actually definitely see the value in getting a cobbler at this point. But actually, maybe what we want most right now is just a second goons, and then My opponent does not have another guide, so they're not going to have defense against goons this turn, which is good to know. Good to know. I do wonder if they're junking themselves a little too much as well. This is a little dicey, but wait, what? Oh, crap! Oh, I'm so dumb! And now I don't have a guide on the mat. At least I got the plot ready to go. Oh my god, that was terrible. Okay, I think what we're gonna do here... Oh my gosh, I did not even think about that interaction. Okay, we're gonna go guide. Need another copper? Maybe. We've only got the one hideout. No, I don't think yet. Oh man, that was so bad. That was so bad. Ugh. Why did my opponent buy an estate over a copper anyway? Very strange. They could get a curse? You've only got one hideout. I guess, did they gain another one this turn? Yeah, they did. Okay. I guess... I don't know. Probably gonna... I'll be able to add out the copper if we don't find one. Oh gosh, that play last turn was so bad. Just like can't believe I did that. I mean, easy enough to just play the guide first. Want another cobbler now? I don't understand. So we gotta do this. All right. Is it time to get a cobbler of our own? And give us a hideout for this coming turn. Maybe we go like hideout silver copper. Maybe. 2 wisps and an imp in hand. I'm somewhat tempted to not guide this. Probably incorrect. Bit of a dud for my opponent. They do still have a guide on the mat, though. So they're not particularly hurting for next turn, at least. I've already seen a silver and a goons. I haven't seen my exorcist, my coppers. I do have another imp and another wisp down there, as well as a couple of hideouts. Just wondering kind of like what the worst case scenario is here. I don't have any guides down there. Goons. Whoa. Just, I have more draw cards here than I do in these 10 cards. So I guess I don't call it. Oh, great. All right. Trash 2 more coppers. Really too bad I saw the silver up top. I would like to be able to get another imp, but do we take another hideout? I just can't maintain that much trashing. I guess I could be trashing the exorcist. Exorcist still has the potential to be useful, though. I could just buy silver copper. It's frustrating. I guess that's what I'm going to do. And what's their hand be like that they wanted to... Oh, gained a guide. Never mind. Still weird that they popped the plot, but... Yeah, ghosting a wild hunt is pretty good. Pretty good. I think I'm going to go with that token here. Okay, so we finally get that cobbler if we wanted. I think I do. Cobbler. Do I want to get another hideout? Yeah, I probably should. I'm surprised my opponent bothered to call guide with the doubled wild hunt in play. I mean, there's not too much harm in it, but still seems... Well, I guess if they have 3 guides, then... I have somehow been closing the points gap all this time. My opponent like stopped buying coppers and stuff. Or maybe had some turns where they only played 1 goons. I know they had 1. I don't know if they had more than 1. Or maybe it's just because it's their turn right now that I'm thinking that. Because they haven't gotten their points for this turn yet. They get 6 points and then the lead is right back to where it was. So maybe never mind. This is a surprising amount of copper. Should I draw here? I don't know. I don't think so. Not find my other goons. That's distressing. Okay, so I can get another imp with the Exorcist if I'm willing to spend 6 coins, which should be fine. Um, I think. I could really use some more draw. I could also use the opportunity to get a ghost, I guess, but it's also slow, just like the cobbler is slow. I could take another cobbler here, I guess. Although piles are kind of running low. What am I gonna do for him? Yeah, I think I'm gonna just take the cobbler. So we could look at gaining Oracle with the cobbler. Neither of us have done that so far, but what does my opponent have in their hand? No, they don't have any cobblers. Ghost? Oh, there are other goons that they couldn't play. Ghost, 2 goons, Exorcist, and something they want to trash. I'm not getting that hideout. Yeah, maybe they've realized the same thing. You don't want to ghost the hideout. Like, Oracle would be alright, or just take silver. I don't understand the trashing goons. Like, why not buy something a little bit cheaper? Is it time to pop the plot? It might be time to pop the plot. Let's take that Oracle. Okay, so we actually don't need to play the Oracle. It's good. Or either of these hideouts. is also good. I think I will take a wild hunt here. Now the question is, do I want another imp, or at this point would I prefer another wisp? I think wisp, probably. That'll suck to have to discard one of these cards that isn't the goons. I guess it's got to be an imp, but just... I mean, I could... I think it can be correct to guide with the wild hunt in my hand. Maybe I shouldn't have popped the plot last turn. I wasn't sure if I... It certainly seems like I didn't need to put it that way. I managed to get 2 goons into play again. Yeah, I think I'm gonna hang on to this hand. It's like the wild hunt is worth a couple of cards of draw anyway. Do I take an Oracle or do I take the last hideout? I think I take the last hideout, if only so that my opponent can't have it. Yeah. All right, we should be able to figure out what we're leaving on top there. We did discard an imp. We didn't draw it, so we're leaving an imp on top. That sounds great. We don't have to play these hideouts. Yeah. I'm gonna take another wild hunt and not use the exorcist. I want the option to have these extra actions. Somehow I'm like staying in this game. I'm not really sure why, because my opponent like definitely got off to the faster start. They got the ghost. Called 3 guides. They have no guides on the mat. Although they've got 2 callers in place, they can gain another one. Probably should. Or not. Maybe they have another guide. I wouldn't rule that out, like in their deck. I have 2. So yeah, they actually do. Boy, this has been a marathon. Alright, it's gotta be Goon's Imp here. My opponent left 9 cards on top of their deck. They are not really drawing. Prize Province. That's like surrendering. That is totally like surrendering. State. That is a little scary. 3 states, 3 guides ends the game. Once again, I'm not sure we should actually call guide here. I think I'm not going to. I can actually play Oracle, right? No, they did not. So I don't know what the top 2 cards on my deck are. Wonder if what I actually need is silver. Just because I haven't been able to get a whole lot of money. Definitely see that being the case. I wonder if I should also trash the Exorcist. Like, I'm so totally not going to take a ghost at this point. But uh-oh. Okay, we're trashing it. Damn it, I did not find a Wild Hunt. That is frustrating. I'm gonna get a Forum, I guess. And I guess I should have called Guide. I'd seen... I have another buy? Oh, right, Forum. That's how Forum works. Yeah, I'd seen so many of my draw cards, but... that Ghost is definitely putting in work. There's no denying it. And my opponent has 4 tokens on plot. And they managed to get a 10-point lead because the province and the extra stuff they bought last turn. So it's looking pretty rough. Wait, they have a second ghost? I didn't even notice that happen. Oh, I guess they did trash 2 goons. in the end. I also didn't find my cobbler. This is going to be... a heck of an uphill battle. I guess I'm probably just calling guide on this one, so... Oh, the goon's into play too. Yeah, this is looking pretty over. I wonder if I'm going to have to take the points here. Problem is, it lowers piles even more, but... Alright, so what do we do at this point? Taking a province still feels like surrender. But how else do we solve this problem? We can take another goons. I guess that probably is the thing to do. That doesn't lower piles in a particularly important way. Probably should just go ahead and play both of these. The game is ending soon enough. Excuse me. Yeah, this is probably the end. Yep. Well, I don't know. Maybe there was time for me to get a ghost after I fell behind. The game certainly lasted longer than I thought it would from that point. Alright, so get Sentry, the primary form of trashing. You can use minions as labs here rather than draw to X, which is interesting. Does improve do anything here? It doesn't seem like it. There's no villages. So the terminal of choice is ultimately probably Grave Robber or Bishop? There's no plus buy. I think the open here is just silver, silver, try to get Sentry as fast as possible. You can get... Well, I mean, we can do a minion stack thing. I'm wondering if I want a warehouse for A, setting up Sentry, and B... Well, no, I guess it doesn't really... Sea Hag. It's not a good investment, in my opinion. Warehouse is going to cycle us faster. I think getting a warehouse will be good. I don't really want a second warehouse right now, I don't think. We don't have a terminal in our deck. We could take an improve and eventually turn it into a bishop. I don't think that's ridiculous. My opponent has gotten no trashing, so we could also consider getting a Sea Hag ourselves at some point. Well, they have the research, but that's not fast. But I think we go warehouse first here so that we give ourselves a chance to hit the curse. Well, now we really want to do that. And let's get another Sentry. So we can't actually draw with our improve instead of playing it for coins, which will cycle us a bit faster. Just have to consider, you know, Sentry actually we can play as Chameleon, and then it we can trash the curses right off the top of our deck. I need to keep that in mind. And my opponent still doesn't even have one Sentry. I am somewhat tempted to get a Sea Hag here. Do this. We could improve the improve into a Sea Hag if we wanted to, but I think I'm just going to take one. Well, at least that means all the junk is down here where or up here, whatever, where our sentries are not going to like have it in hand when we play them. So that'll be nice. We can guarantee we hit 5 here if we don't play the sentry for plus card. Would give us the opportunity to get a minion. I think I want to do that. I want to discard this. I probably do. All right, let's... I guess we probably want a sentry first. You gotta be kidding me. All right, I think I'm gonna draw with this. There we go. All right, it's time to get another warehouse. I guess it's possible I should have... Oh, don't discard my minion. It's rude. I guess it's possible that I should have trashed those silvers, but I don't think I'm ready for that. Oh, come on. You play sentry, you have one sentry, you play it 2 turns in a row, and I essentially don't play sentry for 2 turns in a row even though I have 2? What is this? How is my opponent thinner than me? I guess part of it is they set cards aside with research. Still, like, what? You can't buy anything now, so that's nice. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Should we? No, we should... Well, I should cycle. Perfect. All right, we don't need the improvement play here, so let's just do that. Get another minion. Honestly, the Sea Hag is mostly dead weight at this point. Unfortunately, we can't play Improve and Sea Hag in the same turn, so we can't improve the Sea Hag, which is what I would really like to do. We'll just have to trash it with Sentry at some point. Guess we discard the Improve at this point. Perfect. All right, now we're cooking. With the 2 sentries in deck, we can probably just start provincing pretty soon here, and just expect the sentries to be able to filter through the green. Yeah, do we want to green now? 2 curses left, so we play the Sea Hag, and then next turn we trash it. Probably. I think so. We may need to get another minion. But I kind of like getting the tempo advantage. I think the one thing we can't do is improve into Grave Robber. We can improve it into Bishop, and we could do like a golden deckish thing. I don't know if that's actually a good idea. There are 5 curses in the trash, so my opponent has 4 curses. So I mean, I'm a lot. Oh well, now they just put 2 of them into the trash. Lucky ducky with the 1 sentry. We've got warehouses to get past green as well. Yeah, we should be pretty good. I mean, we're going to need... We might end up a little bit short on economy at some point, but... All right, so my opponent did not play Sea Hag, so I guess we're going to try to play it again this turn. Trash the improve? No, we want to keep the improve around. We do want to discard these. We can also seize the day our way through. We can also use warehouse and like get 3 coins, then play minion for discard with Chameleon. I was gonna say we can seize the day our way through a bad turn potentially. Something to pay attention to. Okay, this could be a really bad turn. Oh, my opponent already burned their seas. That's good news for me. Good news. But yeah, I think there's 2 ways to approach this turn. One way is to play the sentry normally and hope we draw into minion or warehouse. did I have 2 warehouses? Did. Okay, another. Well, we could still find another sentry, another minion. That's reasonably likely, but there are some silvers. The other way to handle it is play sentry as chameleon, play improve, turn improve into bishop, and buy another warehouse. I think with the lead that I have, I'm at least willing to. Well, if I draw a stop card, I mean, I have a province in here. That's the worst case scenario, is that I get hit by the province. Or draw the province. That's only 1 in 5, so let's play the sentry. Okay. I'm gonna improve. So we could buy C's ourselves here. Suppose that's probably the thing to do. Okay, so I want to do this. I kind of want to trash the Sea Hag with the bishop, so I'm going to leave it like that. And for coins. Oh wait, maybe I want to draw with the minion. No. All right, so we go. Draw 2 cards. This one. Perfect. Coins. Bishop trashing the Sea Hag. Might get to trash a curse, that's okay. By province. That doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense to me. What just happened there with my opponent? All right. Sentry. No trashing. No discarding. Done ordering. And then we draw cards with you. And then we warehouse. Discarding these 3 and then play the minion for discard, I think. I'm going to draw with this one. Perfect. So now we get coins. Should trash this province. by province. The off chance that my opponent does not cause me to or like use minion for discard here, this turn looks really nice. Warehouse the 3 provinces away. No, okay. There's too much to hope for. I guess this turn we just buy province. Oh no, wait, we don't have enough for that. Never mind. Yeah. We haven't put anything in the trash the Grave Robber can pull out that matters, right? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you can do minion to province, but I'm pretty behind, so I don't really care. The warehouse isn't really doing us any good if we're not playing a minion for discard. I don't want to trigger the shuffle. I'm going to discard this, although we might not want to play the sentry either. We have the bishop down there, though. Yeah, whatever. All right, that's enough. We can sentry the top of our deck and then hit province. I think we leave the bishop on top in the expectation that our opponent makes us discard. Well, we got 2 minions anyway. Anyway, this one seems pretty over. Pretty over. In theory, you can double province with the Grave Robber if you can hit 8 and Grave Rob an action card into a province, but even then my opponent is way behind and took them way too long to get to the point of doing that. I mean, I was thinking about that at one point, but I kind of decided it was just going to be too hard to do, because you have to get the Grave Robber at the right time, and you have to have a 5 to turn in. I guess you could do it every other turn, you Grave Rob out the action that you trash, but it's still pretty slow for this board. I also just got a big lead early in general, and so it didn't really matter. Like, I'm probably, like, which approach was exactly correct. Okay, well, let's draw. Okay, good. That'll make things easier. Don't have to click. Always happy not to have to click. All right. Well, it looks like we're gonna have to stop here. Sad times when I have to split up multiple of my matches in a season. That's pretty rare. But you know, this part went pretty well. I think. I think in terms of the middle game, I don't know. Maybe the bonfire was more valuable than I was giving it credit for being. That turn where I goofed up with my imp certainly didn't help. I mean, it might not have been much better because I played. There was no guarantee I was going to find a village anyway, but. Yeah, I mean, I could see that. Seeing me just having played that incorrectly. I think the other two were. What was the first game? Oh, that was the one with the that like crazy ending with the stonemason stuff. Yeah, that one. I mean, I think I was. I don't know. It felt like I was in a stronger position there, and then I almost threw it away, which is pretty typical for stonemason stuff, I guess. But yeah, this one I think I had pretty strong control of the entire time. Just like going straight for century was just better, and getting a second century as well. The opening Sea Hag was bad. I think it was just bad. Maybe I didn't even need to get a Sea Hag myself. I think it did hurt my opponent that I did it, but I'm not sure if it hurt my opponent more than like doing something else would have helped me. Hard to say. But in any case, yeah, I don't know when we'll wrap this up. Sometime next week. In the meantime, I will be wrapping up my match against Full Wagon tomorrow. So I've got another 3 games scheduled then. And then after that, it'll be finish this one and play against Wendell something, I forget some number, to round up the season. So thanks for watching, and until whichever of those things, well, until tomorrow or one of those other matches.